Today we are going to see one of the popular topics, one of the important topics in object-oriented programming system, which is polymorphism. So polymorphism in the Java, in the real-time project, every time you come across these concepts, very often you depend on polymorphism to work with classes as well as to work with interfaces. Okay, let us understand what is polymorphism. So this is a huge topic. Trust me, I will keep it very simple. We'll keep it very simple so that you will get much comfortable on this topic. Okay, if you just read this topic in the textbooks, things are very complicated. You don't get much. But trust me, this class is going to be very interesting. So let us try to understand what is polymorphism. Basically, polymorphism means this. This term can be divided into two parts. One is poly, second one is morphism. They would say that it is a kind of a Greek word. Okay, poly means it's called as many. Morphism means, okay, you can call it as behaviors, many behaviors or many forms, whatever it is. Right? Many behaviors and many forms. The name itself says when you have an entity or when you have an object, whatever it is, or when you have a class or when you have a method, that method behaves in different ways according to a situation. A simple example I can give. Okay, let us say that that is a person. Okay, let's say that there is a person, right? This person, he can be like he can be a father inside his house. Okay, inside his house, he can be a father, and this person can act as a passenger inside a train. Okay. This person can act as a customer inside a supermarket. One person, the way, the location that is going to choose defines him actually. The location that is going to choose defines him actually, right? In the home father, but in the car, or I mean, in the bus, the public transport, or in the public train, he can be passenger. In a supermarket, or if he tries to purchase anything, right? He becomes a customer. So this is the idea here. One person is behaving in many ways in the real-time analogy. Same thing applies for Java also. Okay? So they say what? They say polymorphism is categorized into two types. Let me put it here. Okay, you have what? You have something like the compile time polymorphism. Okay? And under compile time polymorphism, you have two parts. One is method overloading, second one is operator overloading, and you have something like runtime polymorphism. Under that, you have method overloading. So these are the concepts that we are going to learn. What is method overloading? What is operator overloading? And what is method overloading? If we understand these three topics, then polymorphism is over. Okay. First of all, let me introduce what is operator overloading. Let us try to understand what is operator overloading. For example, operator overloading. In Java, basically, there is a special, this plus operator will be treated in a special way. This is a very special operator, the plus operator, because the meaning of this operator varies according to the operands. Usually, the plus operator is defined to do arithmetic operation, yes or no? Usually, the plus operator, what does it do? It takes two operands, okay, on the left hand side, on the right hand side, there will be one operand, right? Let us say that it takes two numbers, okay, here 1 or here something like 3. Definitely it is going to do summation of two numbers. That is why it is designed, right? Everywhere when you do maths, you know what is plus. Plus is going to perform the addition. So that is giving the actual meaning. This operator is meant to perform the addition. But when it comes to Java, this plus operator, the functionality of the plus operator will be changed according to the operands. When I say operands, okay, let me put it here. I'm saying like operand, right? So this is called as an operand. Okay, the operands acts on the operator, and again this is also called as operand. Two operands is divided by the operator. Two operands is divided by the what? Two operands. The operator is in between two operands. This is the operator, right? So based on the operands, okay, Java will change the meaning function of the plus operator. Based on the operands, Java will change the function of the plus operator. If you are giving two numbers as the operands, definitely it will perform what? It will perform arithmetic operation. When you give two operands as the, when the operator is separated by two operands, which is a number, okay, it performs arithmetic operation. Okay, but the moment when you start separating the operator with two strings, two sequence of characters. Let me say Java plus, let me say program. Okay, and you are using a plus operator. So this plus operator is falling in between two operands. This time these operands are not numbers. They are what? They are sequence of characters. Technically we call it as what? Technically this operand is called as what? String, right? This is one of the operands and this is another operand. Okay, and this operand is called as what? String. Okay, this is also a string, isn't it? String and string. Okay, when you use the plus operator between two strings, okay, when you use the plus operator between two numbers, it performs arithmetic operation. Ideally the output is going to be 4, no doubts about it. Basic mathematics, right? And Java redefined this function of the plus operator. It is giving a special meaning to this function operator based upon the operands. Okay, it will check the left operand, it will check the right operand. If both are strings, now it will not give any error. It will perform the concatenation. Concatenation means what? It is going to combine this two string into a single string. So how does it combine? What really happens is, so you have Java in double quotes, you have program in double quotes, right? Both will be combined in one double quote and the output becomes Java program. This operation is called as what? Concatenation. Okay, this operation is called as what? Arithmetic addition. Okay, now if you see the behavior of the plus operator depends upon the operands in Java programming language. The behavior of the plus operator depends upon the operands. This concept is called as what? Operator overloading. What is operator overloading? The behavior of the operator is changing. The meaning of the operator is getting changed based upon the operands. Right? If you give two strings, it performs concatenation. If you give two numbers, it performs arithmetic addition. So one operator is behaving in two forms. One operator is only one, but it has what? Two forms. One form is addition form. Second form is what? Concatenation form. Two behaviors are there, but the operator is same. This is called as what? Operator overloading. Okay. Technically, in Java, this operator overloading concept is introduced by the Java people. Java people, when they have developed the Java program, okay, Java people has introduced this operator overloading, and it is limited only for the plus operator. Okay, by design it is already there. It is already there inside the Java software. But you as a developer, if I want to design, for example, if I have if I take the minus operator, right? There is a minus operator. If I want to define my own function for this minus operator apart from subtraction, if I want to define my own function apart from subtraction, I cannot do that. I cannot overload this minus operator. I cannot overload this multiplication operator. I cannot overload this division operator. The developers are not getting a chance to define their own function or to change the meaning of the operator. Okay, for developers it is not possible in Java, but there is an operator, plus operator, which is already following the operator overloading concept. This is the internal thing. If someone is asking you in the interview question, is operator overloading is possible or not? What should be your answer? No, operator overloading is not possible in Java by developers, but by default, plus operator is designed in such a way that operator overloading is followed. Because plus operator can be used for arithmetic addition and it can be used for concatenation based upon the operands. Are you getting clear what I'm trying to say? Yes, no? Is it making sense? Popular interview question, this one. But in C, C++ it is possible. Okay, but in Java it's not possible. Why in Java it is not possible means because they want the Java programming language to keep it simple. If they have introduced this operating overriding concept, what will happen? A lot of confusion will be created, right? So they thought it's not good to introduce this operating overriding concept for the developers. Right now, a quick question. You may be getting a lot of doubts. What happens if something like this? If both are strings concatenation, if both are numbers addition, let us say that I have one string plus I have one number, right? Always remember, okay, let us take this one. Second one is I have one number, okay, I have one string. Okay. Combination, I am just taking the combination. I have a number, yes, I have number. Okay, the last one is I have string, yes, I have combinations. I am taking nothing else. Okay, here I am using plus operator, plus operator. What I have just said, if both the operands are numbers, blindly addition, 2 is the output. If both the operands are strings or or the words, see, strings are nothing but sequence of characters, means concatenation. Java plus Java becomes Java, Java, right? Concatenation, addition. What about these two? Okay, remember, if at least one operand is a string, here this is a string, here this is also a string, right? And if at least one operand is a string, the output is going to be string itself. So this one will be converted to string itself. Output becomes Java 1. Right? Here also at least one operand is string. This is string and you have a number. If at least one operand is a string, output is going to be string itself. This 2 will be converted to a string. When I say 2 is getting converted to a string, this 2 will be placed inside a double quotes. That is what the string is. 2 Java. See interview question. Making sense? Yes, no? Are you good to proceed? Everyone? Easy, right?
Yes, sir. No.
Good. Very easy. Right? Operator overloading is very easy. People are, find it very difficult in the interview room to answer this. Okay. In the, the software, the Java software, it is available, but for the developers, they do not have an option to give the functionality, change the meaning of the operators. That is the simple answer. Okay, plus operator is there. By default, it is there. Doesn't mean that operator overloading is possible in Java. Operator overloading is not possible in Java. Exception is only there for plus operator. It is defined by Java people. Okay. By having said this, let me let us say who is going to answer this question. Tell me what is the answer. Unmute and speak.
20.
20, good. 20 is the answer. Right? Okay, let me add. Hello, what is the answer now?
20, hello.
Correct. So let me add 10 plus 10. What is the answer?
20, hello, 10, 10. 40, hello. Sorry.
40 hello or 20 hello 10 10 or what is it? This is also trust me, this is also an interview question. It was asked in one of the interviews for the service based company for a candidate with 3 years of experience. Let me run this. I will explain this for you. Okay. 20 hello 10 10. See, everything, this is called string. Everything becomes string. Now there is no number. Everything is considered as a string. What is happening behind the scenes? Okay. always start thinking, the execution is starting from, left to right. Okay, so there is no board mass rule here. Everything are independent. Every operator, there are operators. Only plus operator is there. No brackets. Nothing is there. Only you can see only plus operator, right? So start executing from left to right. First, this 2 gets evaluated, right? This 2 is going to become 10 plus 10, 20, right? Plus, you have what? You have allow plus 10 plus 10, right? Again, start from left to right. Okay, 20 allow. Now, this 20 allow needs to get evaluated, right? I said, no, if at least one operand is a string, the output is going to be string itself, right? So, 20 allow becomes, this 20 will be part of the double quotes allow. 20 plus allow is allow, right? What is the thing that is left over here? 10 plus 10, right? Now this go from left to right. Okay, this is the plus operator. Consider these two, right? 20 allow plus 10. Again, this is a string now. String plus number. If at least one operand is a string, the output is, it is going to do the concatenation. The output is going to be string itself, right? So this 10 will be part. Now it becomes the part of the string. 20 allow 10. Okay, what is the left one? Last one is 10, right? Okay, last one. This is string plus number. Okay, at least one of the operand is a string, output is going to be string itself, isn't it? So 20 allow 10. That's it. You don't see these double quotes outside, but it is a string. Making sense, everyone? Can I get yes from everyone? Yes, no?
Yes, Anna.
Okay, good. Now tell me what would be the answer. This is the last question. Last one. Then we will jump into operator. Now tell me what would be the answer. Anyone? Let's see who is going to answer this.
20 hello 20.
20 allow 20, correct. Here board mass rule is applied. First, these brackets will be evaluated. You are now separating it. So you have defined the operation, some operations within brackets, right? So that gets evaluated first. Then brackets gets removed. Then the actual evaluation will be started. So no explanation is required, right? Take this as a code. Okay. So brackets needs to get evaluated. 10 plus 10, 20. Okay, brackets will be removed, isn't it? Okay, 20 plus allow remains allow. Yes, 10 plus 10, 20. Brackets are removed, then the evaluation gets started from left to right. 20 and 20. So this is all about operator overloading. Don't keep much confusion. I've given everything in the theory here, right? Now let us try to understand about what method overloading. But both are coming under compile time polymorphism. Okay, so these things will be evaluated in the compile time. That's why it is called as compile time polymorphism. Let us understand what is method overloading. HOD. Loading. Very simple. Within a class, when you have a method, with methods means there are some methods with same name but different in parameters. Example, let us say that I have a method m1. I have another method m1, but this method is going to accept an integer argument. I have another method m1, it is going to accept 2 integer argument. Okay, I have another method m1, it is going to accept a character argument. Okay, how many methods I have? I have 4 methods. Let us say that all these methods are inside a class here. Okay, I have 4 methods. by looking at my methods, if I want to, if you just focus on the method names are same, right? M1, 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 M1. But they are different. You can treat them as different considering the number of arguments that you pass. Not passing anything, so this method will be treated as a different method. This method will be treated as a different method because it is accepting an integer argument. It is accepting the double integer argument. It is accepting the character argument. By the name they are same, but when you consider the argument, they are different. So this is called, all these four methods are called as what? The overloaded methods. Overloaded. Example, okay, let me remove this. Let us say that I have void name of the method is test. No or method. I am taking one more method, test. Okay. Is accepting an integer argument. Okay. Integer arg method. Then let me take another method. Is accepting integer argument as well as two integer argument. Okay, int arg method. Now you see, I have a class first Java program class. Inside my class, I how many methods I have? I have four methods. Okay, you should consider the main method also. Four methods I have. And if you see the name of the method is same, test method, test method, test method. But can I say that they behave in the same way? No, they don't behave in the same way. Their behavior is different because this method will get executed only if you're not passing any argument. This method will execute it only if you pass at least one argument. This method will execute it only if you pass two arguments. So the behavior is different, but the names are same. Polymorphism. Many forms. This method is existed in many forms. How? Not by the name, by the behavior. It is called, why it is called as a method overloading? What is a method overloading? Method with the same names, different in arguments. Right? Why it is coming under the polymorphism? By name it is same, but their behavior varies according to the parameters that you pass. Okay, why it is called as compile time polymorphism? It is also called as compile time polymorphism. Okay, let me write it here. Also called as compile time polymorphism. I will tell you why it is compile time polymorphism. If I want to execute this method, what is the what I have to do first? First, I need to create an object, isn't it? First Java program, f equal to new first Java program, right? So this is the reference variable. So this reference variable is the what type? First Java program type. What does it mean? There are three methods apart from the main methods. Okay, these variable can access all these three methods, right? How the access can happen? You just call test method based upon the parameters that you pass here. Okay, based upon the parameters that you pass here. If you're not passing any parameter, it will check for the test method which is not having any argument. So this is the method that is not having any arguments. If you run this code, output will be no argument. Output is no argument because you're not passing anything. It will check, is there any test method which is not accepting any argument? Yes, there is a test method. Let me execute that. Execute it. Right? Likewise, if I say test method, and if what I want to do, I pass 10, 10. Okay. Now you are passing two integer values. It will try to map the method that is accepting two integer values. Okay, there is a test method that is accepting two integer values. Done. Okay, it will know that this method has to get executed. Right? So run this code. So no arg method int. Likewise, f dot test, I pass only one integer. Okay, this method will get executed. Right? So method name is same. The mapping will be done according to the values that I am passing here, right? Okay, based upon that, that specific method gets executed. Okay, this decision will be happening in the compile time. Why it is called as compile time polymorphism? Okay, the decision. Okay, Java will decide which method will be executed in the compile time itself. Compiler will be knowing in the compile time itself. Compiler will map these things in the compiler will get to know that, okay, this line going to execute this method. Compiler will be knowing that before the execution, compiler will be knowing that already. Okay, this piece of code is going to execute this method. Right? Likewise, this piece of code is going to execute this method. Okay, this is going to be in the compiler memory. Compiler will be knowing all this in the compile time memory. We are not supposed to wait till the runtime. Compiler know this already. That's why it is called as what? The compile time polymorphism. The same thing I have given in the theory. Same thing, if you see, polymorphism means many forms, morph means forms. Okay. Whatever I have explained, I have put it in theory. Right? What is compile time polymorphism? Method overloading happens at compile time. Decision will be made at compile time. So what is method overloading? It is also called as compile time polymorphism. You can also call it as static binding or static polymorphism. There are other ways you can call it. Right? What does it really mean when methods in the same class have the same name but different parameters? It is called as method overloading. Parameters. So you use this method overloading concept within the same class. Okay, you just manipulate the method and you keep the same method names, but you manipulate it, you play with the arguments or parameters. Okay, the arguments depends on data type. You can play with the data type, you can play with the data type order, you can play with the data type number or count. This is all about method overloading. Want to give you any tricky example? Right. Now let us see if I say something like f dot test pass to. Now which method gets executed?
Error.
Error. Why? Because you are passing an argument which is not compatible, right? That particular method is not even there. You did not build that, you did not design that method. Okay, you're passing a boolean value. There is no such method which is accepting boolean value as an argument. So you're able to see the error real directly. So this is the Eclipse is very clever. Compilation will be happening behind the scenes. That's why you're able to see this. Okay, now if I run this also, it says exception lag, unresolved compilation problem. There is a problem with the compilation, right? First resolve that and try to run this. So this is all about overloading. We do not have to complicate these things, right? And I will give you the assignments to understand better about this. If you just solve the assignments, okay, you get a lot of doubts. And if you just you just need to do the little research behind the scenes. Okay, you just have to Google it. Okay, self learn it. And if you still come across any doubts, I can help you with that. Okay. The next thing is what? Method overriding. That see, when I take a Java class in general, I used to take this method overloading concept for at least 2 or 3 classes. I go in depth in the Java classes, but I'm not going in depth in the Selenium classes. Why? Because I will give you the basic Java that is necessary. We will go in depth for the Selenium class. Our main focus is on Selenium, but still I have to complete Java that is required to to use the Selenium tool. Okay, and if you just do the assignments, now you get a lot of confidence and everything will be set. You may be feeling like I'm going too fast. These things are, we are not supposed to focus much on Java things. We are when we have to focus much on Selenium things. So complete the assignments. If you have any doubts, come back to me. I will give you the clarification. Right? Even I am supplying the recording videos also. I thought not to record this because that is an additional burden for me. I need to upload it. I need to update it. It is going to take at least half an hour to 40 minutes. Additional burden, but still I am doing it for you. Now the concept is method overriding. Okay, method overloading means you deal with two different classes. Method overriding means, I say method overloading means you deal with a single class. Method overriding means you deal with the two or more than two different classes. Example, let us say that I can say, okay, let us say that I have a class called animal class, and also let us say that I have a class called dog class. The animal class has a particular method which is called void count sum.out.println. Okay. What does the animal do? How does make sound? Make any sound. Make any sound. Animal usually it makes sound. In general, it makes sound. At the moment when dog class is extending animal, which means a relationship has been created between animal and the dog. Dog is an animal, right? So animal class is the parent class and dog class is the child class. Right? Let us assume that okay, I have the another class, driver class. Inside this driver class, I have the main method. Okay, I am keeping the main method in a separate class. Inside this main method, I am creating an object for the dog class. Dog d equal to new dog. Right? And by using this reference variable, I want to call sound method. Okay? I want to call sound method. Right? Now what happens? The main thread will get access to this one, right? And it starts executing from the first line of the main method. The first line is object creation. Second line is right with the help of this reference variable, you're calling the sound method. Right? Firstly, it will check is there a sound method inside the dog class. Is there any method inside the dog class? There is no such method, right? No methods. And what happens? I use the extends keyword and it will try to take the sound method inside the animal class. Of course, there is a sound method. Is happy to see the sound method, and output is going to be what? This line will be printed in the console. Right? Next one. But the developers are not happy with this implementation because each animal can make its own sound, right? Dog has a specific sound, cat has a specific sound, each animal has its own sound. While developing it, they have thought, okay, let us keep the sound method in the parent class so that all the child class can use the same one sound method. But there is something wrong here. What is that? After developing this code, they have found that dog makes a sound in a different way. They do not want to touch the sound method, but they want to give a specific implementation inside the dog class for the sound method. In other words, the control should execute the sound method inside the dog class in a specific way. The specific sound method inside the dog class. We should trap this control to execute a method inside the dog class so that the control will not transfer to the animal class. What I can do, I can rewrite the same piece of method name, method signature. I can do what I can rewrite the same method signature here. Okay. I will just change the implementation logic. Now instead of this, I will keep my own logic like So what has happened here literally? What has happened here, right? If you see the parent class as also the sound method, name of the method is sound, return type is also the same, but logic is different. Forget about it. And the child class also have the name of the method as sound and return type as void, but a different logic. Okay, the method signatures are same. Okay, the moment you do this, the method that is there inside the child class is called as what? Overriding method. Overriding method. Method that is there in the parent class is called as what? Overridden method. Okay. Now if I execute the code once again, now my output will not be make sound. My output is going to be what? Oh. Because I have overridden it. I want to add my own logic. I want to keep my own logic. I want to keep my own logic without even touching the code that is there in the parent class. I just use the same method name, same return type. I will just change the logic here. Okay. This concept is called as what? Overriding in Java. Right. Now what happens when I try to run this? Now same control, you are executing the sound method. Sound method is already there in top class, so that gets executed. Making sense? We will see one program for this. Let me all these three things. If we say I have a class animal class dog, class cat. Okay, three classes I have, but in the animal class I am taking public void what I can take public void make sound. Name of the method is make sound. Okay, animal is making sound. Good, right? Whatever I do, my dog class is extending to animal. So animal is a parent for dog. Okay. I mean animal is a type. I mean dog is a type of animal, so I'm extending it. When cat is also a type of animal, I am extending it. I am not keeping any methods for now. Okay, if I create an object for the cat, c equal to new cat. Okay, by using this reference variable, if I call what? If I call make sound method. Okay, this make sound method is not there in the cat class. It is not part of the cat class, isn't it? So what it does, checks the class that is after the extends keyword. We'll try to find is there any method with the name make sound. It's a method. So this is going to get executed. But ideally, cat, no, it is not very good, right? Animal is making sound, right? I want to be very specific. I am calling I've created an object for the cat class, but the make sound method of animal class is getting executed. I don't like this. This is a very generalized method. Okay, the same method is applied for the same method gets executed for dog also. What I'm doing here, I'm just copying the same thing. I'm putting it in the cat class. I'm just changing the logic. What is it with respect to cat? Okay, now the animal is making noise will not get executed. Now instead of that, I will get new. Okay, since you are using the same access modifier, same return type, no, same method name, same access modifier, same method name. This is called as what? Overridden method. Overridden. Okay. This is called as what? Overriding method. Likewise, if I create an object for the dog, d equal to new dog, right? When I say d dot make sound, again this is going to execute the make sound method of animal class. Animal is making some sound, right? Because make sound method is not there. uses the extends keyword, and the makes own method of animal class get executed. I want to define my own logic for the dog also. Let's copy this and paste it. Overridden. This is overriding now. Overriding. Overriding. Now, what you would say? You would say meow meow bobo. Or if I create an object for the animal class, now no issues. Animal is general, right? Animal is very general. So it would make more sense if I call makes own method. Now makes own method of animal class get exposed. That is the parent. Generalizer method. Meow meow bobo. Animal is making sound. Right? Very simple. Overloading means in the same class. Okay, this is the takeaway. Overloading means you have a class. Okay, you have you have to deal with the methods that are the same name but different in arguments. This is what the overloading is. A different argument. Okay, overriding means you deal with the parent-child relationship class. Okay, let us say that you have class A. Say that you have class B. Okay, and class B is extending to class A. Right? The class A, let us say that you have void method m1. Right? If you use the same method, if you use it in the child class, that is called overriding. Okay? Overriding should always happen. I mean, they will happen only with the parent-child relationship. Should always happen with the extends keyword. There should be a relationship to achieve the overriding concept. If I remove the extends keyword, there is no concept of overriding here. Even though you can use the same method names. Even though this is the name of the method m1, this is the name of the method. This method is m1. Okay, both are in independent classes. No duplication. It is not called as duplication. This is not the concept of overriding. The moment you start using extends keyword, okay, now what happens? This method signature is same as this method signature. Now overriding is happening. Okay. When you create an object for the child class obj equal to new b, now the overriding gets encountered. Okay, call what obj.m1. Okay. This method gets executed, right? And if there is no such method here, now this method gets executed. You have that control. Place the method, this method gets executed. If you're not overriding it, this method gets executed. Right? To define your own logic. Very simple. Overriding means to define your own logic. To define your own logic. That's it, overriding. Why it is called as runtime polymorphism? The decision will happen in the runtime. These things will be executed in the runtime. This will only in the runtime we will understand which method is going to get executed. That's why it is called as what runtime polymorphism. To go by the definition, overriding, when a child class provides its own implementation of a method that is already defined in its parent class, or else whenever you are not satisfied with the business logic of your parent class method, right, you will create the same method with the same arguments in the child class, and when you create the object reference and calls the method, child class method will get reference. So you are overriding the parent class method with the child class method. Right? So what we have discussed so far, let me do a quick recap. We discussed about operator overloading. What is operator overloading? In Java, there is no concept of operator overloading. First understand, no operator loading concept in Java, but there is an exception. What is an exception for what? Exception for plus operator. What kind of exception that this plus operator is getting? Okay, there are when you depends upon the operands. If the operands are plus, if the two operands are numbers, okay, addition. If the two operands are strings, concatenation. Concatenation. Okay. If at least one operand is a string, and again concatenation. Second what? Concatenation. This is operator word. It is not possible in Java. Developers have no access to define, to give a special meaning for any operator. Internally, for the plus operator, Java people has given this only for the plus operator. This is internal thing. Okay. What is second concept that we discussed? Operator overloading. Method overloading. What is method overloading? Method overloading always talks about one class. Within the same class, you have methods with the same name but different in argument. Let's say you have the method m1, okay, and you have method m2. M1 which is accepting one argument. Okay, method names are same, right? Method names are same, but the different name arguments. This is called as overloading. What is overriding? When I say overriding, okay, you deal with the parent-child classes. Okay, if I have class A, you cannot do overriding only with one class. You need to have at least connection should be there between two classes. You have a class A and you have a class B. You make a connection by using, establish a connection by using what? Extends keyword, extends A. Right? And when you have a method, something like void m1, now no overriding is happening. Right? Now the moment you keep the same method in the child class, now overriding is happening. So the parent class method is called as what? Overridden method. So the child class is what? Overriding method. This happens when the child class is not happy with the parent class implementation. So if you want to define the own logic in the child class, you can do this. Okay? Very simple now. These two comes under what? These two comes under compiled time polymorphism. Compiled time polymorphism. Okay. Because the decision will be taken by the compiler. Compiler will get to know which operation will be happening for operator overloading and which method gets executed for method overloading. It is called runtime polymorphism because JVM, you should wait until it is running. Okay, the JVM will get to know which method is going to get called based upon the overriding. That's why it's called as what? It happens in the runtime, that is called as runtime polymorphism. Okay, here compiler will take the decision. Here JVM will take the decision. It's the only difference. This is all about polymorphism. That's it. If you read books, okay, if you see books, you can find it a bit confusing. I'm not saying you will not grasp it. You will find it a bit confusing. Right? It will take some time to consume it from the books, from the textbooks. Are we clear till now? Yes, no?